Coming up tonight on Middle Tennessee News, Middle Tennessee State University students, faculty, and staff have yet another place to receive the COVID-19 vaccine, and Tennessee Governor Lee announced his opposition to the vaccine passport.
And the Tennessee Senate passed a bill allowing parents to opt out their child out from LGBT curriculum. All those stories plus your local weather and sports. Middle Tennessee News starts right now.
Good evening. I'm Christy Jones, joined by Will Stevenson in the studio. Welcome to Middle Tennessee News. Middle Tennessee State University will add another place to receive the COVID-19 vaccination to the Student Union next week. The clinic will operate April 12th through the 16th from 9 a.m. to 3:30 p.m. Appointments are required and can be made online. All students who are vaccinated will receive a voucher for a free Subway cookie and a free pass to one of MTSU's intramural sports or fitness classes. However, the first 50 students to be vaccinated get a free voucher for a Starbucks coffee.
Tennessee Governor Bill Lee has joined Republicans worldwide to advocate against COVID-19 passports. These passports are being developed to let people travel, shop, and dine more freely. The GOP tweeted Tuesday that he supports legislation to prohibit government-mandated vaccine passports to ensure Tennesseans' health information and ensure the vaccine remains a voluntary decision. The passports show whether someone has been vaccinated or recently tested negative for COVID-19. The European Union drug regulator found a possible link between the AstraZeneca COVID-19 vaccine and a rare clotting disorder. The drug regulator declined to impose any new age restrictions, saying the benefits still outweigh the risks. However, it would offer people under 30 the choice of another product. The European Medicines Agency described the clots as a very rare side effect, and most of the cases reported occurred in women under 50 within 2 weeks of vaccination.
A bill that affects transgender children's access to gender-affirming health care is currently being heard in the Tennessee General Assembly.
Tennessee legislators have introduced a bill to ban gender-affirming therapies for transgender minors. House Bill 578 would make providing gender-affirming treatments, such as puberty blockers or hormone therapies, to minors a Class A misdemeanor. The bill's sponsor, Representative John Reagan, says the bill's purpose is to protect children from making what he calls irrevocable decisions potentially damning to their own health and well-being. He gives a number of claims to support this, saying that puberty blockers are known to have many adverse effects on children before puberty, and that there are already laws in place that, in his words, prevent permanent damage to minors. Many experts have responded to the claims he has made, saying that they are false or misleading. Dr. Rager, a Nashville-based pediatrician, said in a recent Human Rights Campaign press conference that no child is being provided puberty blockers or hormone treatments before the onset of puberty, and that surgeries are never recommended for minors. Puberty blockers are given to patients after the onset of puberty for the purpose of pausing puberty and giving the patient and their parents times to decide if transition is right for them. Another concern that is frequently brought up is mental health risks. Transgender youth experience higher rates of depression, anxiety, and suicide in comparison to their peers. Studies have shown that when they are given access to gender-affirming health care, the rates of suicidal thoughts decrease significantly and measures of overall well-being improve. Survey results published in the Journal of Adolescent Health show that parents of transgender youth have some serious fears about bills such as HB 578, of which there are about a dozen nationwide.
And they don't feel it's the legislature's job to decide what is best for their kids, especially when there's literally the risk of their kids dying as a result of these interventions from the legislature.
The main concerns reported are increased risk of suicide and discrimination, along with a loss of medical autonomy. For Middle Tennessee News, this is Nick Surratt.
The Tennessee Equality Project encourages people who are concerned about this bill to communicate with their representatives. And now Carson Sisk joins us with our first look at weather.
Thank you, Christy. Today we've had partly cloudy skies and warm conditions across Middle Tennessee. Our high temperatures have been in the upper 70s to lower 80s today. Murfreesboro had a high of 79. Over in Mount Juliet was a high of 80. Woodbury and McMinnville, you guys had highs of 78. Then down in Shelbyville and Manchester were highs of 77. Humidity today is going to be at around 52%. We will receive increased cloud coverage into the night with a very slight chance for storms before midnight. Winds will come from the south between 5 to 15 miles per hour, with sundown coming at 7:13 p.m. Today, we have had yet another day of very high tree pollen allergens. Juniper, maple, and elm are the highest we've seen so far this week. They are expected to drop to more moderate levels tomorrow due to the rain. The respite will not last long, though, as Friday is expected to be even worse than today before dropping again due to rains on Saturday. Grass pollens will be low today with a peak on Friday along with those trees. Finally, ragweed will not be a concern. Overall, you can expect a very sneezy and congested week if you have bad allergies. Back to you, Christy.
Thanks, Carson. Still ahead on Middle Tennessee News. 2 men on the sex offender registry have officially been removed, and a road on Vanderbilt campus has been changed to honor pioneer black surgeons. And we have your weekly commentary from an MTSU professor. That's coming up next on Middle Tennessee News.
When I was in foster care, I never knew when I would have to move. So I always had my suitcase ready to go. Then one day I was adopted. My new parents opened their hearts and home to me. My parents cook my favorite breakfast for me every morning. My parents take me on trips I never thought I would go on. They gave me a home and an even better reason to use that suitcase. My parents aren't perfect, but they're perfect for me.
Jordan knows he shouldn't eat this entire bowl of nachos, but tonight he's earned that right. Because a few hours ago in the middle of happy hour, he recognized a sign. Not from the gods or a bolt of lightning, but from a double heart, a kissy face, and a fourth ha in ha ha ha. That's when Jordan knew he was buzzed. So when it was time to go, he got a ride home instead of driving. Be a legend like Jordan. Recognize your buzzed warning signs and get a ride home. Buzz driving is drunk driving.
The black truck? Hey, Christina from accounting.
Yeah, hi.
Hey, I used to date a girl named Christina.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and then she dumped me for my best friend. You want to see some photos of them that I took?
I don't.
I thought we talked about this, buddy.
Buzzed and overshared again?
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm gonna call a car.
That's a smart idea.
So yeah, I know, that's why I did it.
Hey, you're gonna get back to the top of the mountain.
Does that mean I'm gonna get back with Christina?
No.
Oh.
No.
Here you go.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Welcome back to Middle Tennessee News. And now we have our weekly commentary from MTSU professor Larry Burris.
It's been said all politics is local. After all, how much input does the average citizen have regarding federal purchases and budgeting concerns? But local bidding, purchases, and procurement may not sound very exciting until you begin to ask, what aren't they telling me? Under current Tennessee law, any bids for purchasing amounting to $10,000 or more have to be advertised in local newspapers. But recently introduced bills in both the state Senate and state House of Representatives would raise that amount to $25,000 before the bidding would have to be advertised. So, what's the big deal? Well, if a state office needs to purchase some computers, the new law would say, instead of advertising for 4 computers for $10,000, You now don't have to advertise the purchases until you're going to purchase 10 for $25,000. But the big deal is that the public is being cut out of the process by not knowing about the purchases. In the big scheme of things, and in the world of multi-million-dollar budgets, what's a mere $25,000? But that's not the point. The point is the public will be denied information about local purchases, where $10,000 or $25,000 can be significant. Admittedly, most people don't read bid solicitations anyway, but lobbyists and other interested parties do, and when they see something suspicious, one of the first people they turn to is local reporters, who then inform the public, raise public interest, and generate public concern. Anytime the government seeks to limit information about its operations, the public needs to sit up and take notice. Spending $10,000 or $25,000 may not seem like much, but at the local level, involving local purchases, the amount can be important, and the public should sit up and take notice. I'm Larry Burris.
You can join us again next Wednesday for Professor Burris's next commentary.
The Senate passed a bill today allowing parents to opt their child out from LGBT curriculum. Tennessee's Republican-dominant Senate has advanced legislation that would require school districts to alert parents of any instruction on sexual orientation or gender identity. The bill also allows parents or guardians to opt their students out of such instruction. Backers of the bill argued Monday that the measure strengthens parental rights, but critics counter it could further alienate students already marginalized. After clearing the Senate, the bill must now pass the GOP-controlled House. A federal judge ruled on Monday that Tennessee's Sex Offender Registration Act was unconstitutional in the cases of two offenders. The law was applied retroactively to the two men. The judge ordered the state to immediately stop enforcing any part of the law toward them and to remove them from the sex offender registry. Only the two men who sued are affected by the ruling currently, but it could open the door for more lawsuits in the future.
Frank Fosu runs his own custom t-shirt booth with many options for the everyday type of shopper. Fosu started his custom t-shirt booth as a way to support his children as he is a single father. He says that it is hard to support his kids by himself, but he is doing everything he can to support them and give them the best possible futures. Fosu says lots of people love his custom shirts and that without his t-shirt booth, he would have no idea how he would find extra income for his children.
Been selling for about 5 years now, off and on for about 5 years, and the ultimate inspiration was to leave a legacy for my kids.
The Tennessee Agriculture Department is taking measures to keep rabbit hemorrhagic diseases, viruses, and type 2 out of the state. The virus is highly contagious and deadly. It affects domestic rabbits, wild hares, and pikas. State veterinarian Samantha Beatty issued an order this week preventing the importation of susceptible species from any area under quarantine without passing a vet inspection within the last 72 hours. This was a recent detection of the disease in Arkansas.
A Vanderbilt road is being renamed to honor a pioneer black surgeon. The Confederacy Tide Dixie Place has been renamed to Vivian Thomas Way to honor cardiac surgeon Vivian T. Thomas, a pioneer in medical involvement for African Americans at Vanderbilt Hospital. The name change came from discussion among Vanderbilt students about the civil unrest over the death of George Floyd. Nashville officials commemorated the name change during a celebratory event on Monday. Now we're going to send it over to Carson Sisk, who has tonight's forecast.
Thanks, Will. Today's clear weather isn't going to last. We'll have mostly cloudy skies early in the evening. The chance for rain will be between 85 and 90% tonight. After midnight, we'll have showers and thunderstorms. Humidity will be in the upper 60s. Even though it is raining, it's still going to be a bit warm, though. The lows will be in the upper 50s to lower 60s. Murfreesboro will have a low of 61. Mount Juliet will also have a low of 61. Shelbyville, Woodbury, and McMinnville will have lows of 60. Then down in Manchester, you guys will have a low of 59. There are going to be south winds between 5 to 15 miles per hour tonight. After the break, I will have your full forecast.
Still ahead on Middle Tennessee News, when we come back after Carson is done with her full weather report, Noah Brady will be in the MTN Sports Den with his midweek report about Blue Raider athletics. Stick around.
Son, love is like the ocean. You have to tread the waters.
Dad, that's not the kind of help I needed. Jessica, will you go to prom with me?
Yes.
Thousands of teens in foster care can't wait to share their first with you.
If I could go back and change it all, I would. I think I'm gonna miss you the most. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Or maybe it's just the little moments. If I could go back and change it all, if I could go back, I would. But I can't.
Once there was a boy who did the same thing again and again. One day, he was told he had autism. He got help and slowly learned how to live with it better.
Early intervention can make a lifetime of difference. Learn the signs at autismspeaks.org.
Natural disasters are a fact of life in the U.S. And between activities and school, chances are you won't be with your kids when they happen. Will they know what to do? Ready.gov/kids can help your children feel prepared, not scared. So talk with your family today.
Put the keys down, Kevin.
But I'm gonna drive home.
There are several warning signs present that you shouldn't be driving.
My text to emoji ratio has gotten a little out of hand.
A little?
Yep, I'm definitely gonna call a ride home.
Welcome back to Middle Tennessee News. Carson joins us now with a full weather report for the week.
Welcome back to Middle Tennessee News. Today we had partly cloudy skies across Middle Tennessee. Tonight, that will not last though, as we are expected to receive rain showers later tonight. Today's highs have been in the upper 70s to lower 80s. That high was at around 79 to 80 today. While it is dry out now, that will not remain. We will have south winds between 5 to 15 miles per hour today and tonight. Expect increasing cloud coverage throughout the day and nighttime. There is a slight chance of showers before midnight, though after midnight, that 90% chance of precipitation is expected to bring thunderstorms. Our lows will be in the upper 50s to lower 60s at around 61. Our overnight storms are supposed to bring early morning showers until around 9 o'clock. Tomorrow, we'll have wet conditions in the morning and partly cloudy skies later in the day. The highs will almost be in the 80s, with temperatures expected to peak at about 79 here in Murfreesboro. The chance for rain will be almost 40%. Throughout the day, expect to see temperatures to remain in the upper 70s with the high at around 70, and we will have southwest winds between 10 to 20 miles per hour. The winds won't decrease too much at night, with speeds only up to 15 miles per hour, and tomorrow night we'll have skies that will clear up even more. Thursday's low temperatures will be in the mid-50s at around 56. Friday will be very warm with highs in the upper 70s to lower 80s. Expect the high to be around 80, but don't be surprised if it manages to push above that. It will be a mostly sunny day, which will make for a slight break of sun this week after our showers before going into yet another set of storms Friday night. Friday's winds will be heavier at around 20 miles per hour from the south. Then on Friday night, we have a 70% chance of scattered rain showers in the evening. The storms will become more widespread even later in the night. Expect the rain to last Saturday with a chance for accompanying thunder. Winds are expected to be up to 10 miles per hour Friday night. Overnight lows will be in the lower 60s at about 62. Saturday is going to have showers and thunderstorms throughout the day with about a 90 to 100% chance for that. So chances are you're going to be inside all day Saturday. Skies will become partly cloudy in the evening though after the showers are over. Saturday's highs will be in the upper 60s to lower 70s at around 70. We'll have more heavy 20-mile-per-hour winds from the southwest Saturday afternoon, and Saturday night we'll have partly cloudy skies, and the rain will be over and done with finally. Lows will be in the upper 40s Saturday night. Here in Murfreesboro, that low temperature is expected to be around 49. We'll have west winds up to 10 miles per hour that night on Saturday. Sunday will be sunny. Temperatures will remain in the lower 70s and upper 60s throughout the day. The high is expected to be about 71, so just a tad bit warmer than on Saturday. Winds will be from the west and be between 5 to 15 miles per hour. Conditions will be clear throughout both the day and night. Finally, Sunday night, expect there to be lows in the upper 40s to lower 50s at about 49, once again with light wind speeds only around 5 miles per hour. Now we are going to take it to the Murfreesboro City Cams to see how traffic is around there. All right, so over here we can see on Bridge in Old Fort, there seems to be a little bit of traffic congestion. And moving over to Old Fort and Kings Highway, the traffic on Old Fort seems to be moving a bit better down there than it was over by Bridge. We're going to shift over next to Church and Veterans Parkway. Looks like things are moving well pretty there. Oh, there's a police car going on. Hope things go well for him. Over on Church and Calumet, there also seems to be some good traffic flow. You can see those good sunny conditions that we've had all day out there as well. It seems to be a nice day. Church and Warrior, ooh, look at that. There is a lot of congestion at that red light. So if you're going down Church and Warrior, be ready for some stopping at a red light right there. Over on Church and I-24, there seems to be more good traffic flow, but that might not remain as we head into the rush hour times. So you can expect I-24 to later on get maybe a bit more congested. Over on Middle Tennessee Boulevard and on Church Street, we see a bit of traffic flow. There seems to be a little bit of congestion at that right turn. And then over on South Church, we have, again, more clear skies, clear roads. Makes for a pretty good time to go out for a good ride over in that area. Broad and Thompson Lane seems to be good traffic flow. I would not expect that to remain though, as usually around 5:30, 6 o'clock that does get congested, so just be aware that that could happen. Finally, Broad and Monty Hill, there seems to be some good traffic flow over there as well. So if you're planning on going down that section of Broad Street, things should be looking good. So when we come back, Noah Brady is going to be over in the MTN Sports Den, where he'll have your full sports report after the break. Stick around.
In foster care, I never knew when I would have to move, so I always had my suitcase ready to go. Then one day, I was adopted. My new parents opened their hearts and home to me. My parents cook my favorite breakfast for me every morning. My parents take me on trips I never thought I would go on. They gave me a home and an even better reason to use that suitcase. My parents aren't perfect, but they're perfect for me.
Jordan knows he shouldn't eat this entire bowl of nachos, but tonight he's earned that right. Because a few hours ago in the middle of happy hour, he recognized a sign. Not from the gods or a bolt of lightning, but from a double heart, a kissy face, and a fourth ha in ha ha ha. That's when Jordan knew he was buzzed. So when it was time to go, he got a ride home instead of driving. Be a legend like Jordan. Recognize your buzzed warning signs and get a ride home. Buzz driving is drunk driving.
The black truck? Hey, Christina from accounting.
Yeah, hi.
Hey, I used to date a girl named Christina.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and then she dumped me for my best friend. You want to see some photos of them that I took?
I don't.
I thought we talked about this, buddy.
Buzzed and overshared again?
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm gonna call a car.
That's a smart idea.
So, yeah, I know, that's why I did it.
Hey, you're gonna get back to the top of the mountain.
Does that mean I'm gonna get back with Christina?
No.
Oh.
No.
Here you go.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Welcome back to Middle Tennessee News. I'm Noah Brady here in the MTN Sports Den with your midweek recap for Blue Raider Athletics. We begin with some MT softball coverage today as the Lady Raiders returned home today after a quick road trip to Jacksonville State earlier this week. The struggles continued for the Lady Raiders softball team on Tuesday in their matchup against the Gamecocks of Jacksonville State. The Lady Raiders failed to pick up a hit through the first 2 innings of play and finally recorded a single thanks to the bat of Nahri Tath-Slezak. MT left runners in scoring position in both the 3rd and 4th innings and finally went on a run in the 5th to bring home 1 run thanks to a Tath-Slezak bunt. and then another run was scored in the 6th thanks to a Claire Smith RBI double. A Gamecocks 2-run home run and an additional run in the bottom of the 7th would knot it up and send our Lady Raiders to extra innings. After multiple scoreless innings and the Raiders leaving runners stranded on base once again, Jacksonville State was able to capitalize and defeat MTSU 6-3 in 10 innings. Middle Tennessee takes on Marshall at home here in the Borough this weekend with games on April 9th through the 11th. After the Blue Raider baseball team came out of their first conference series on top, winning 2 games, losing 1, and tying 1, news broke earlier this week that MT's own Aaron Jones was named Tennessee Sports Writer Association's Pitcher of the Week. Mount Juliet's own Aaron Brown served as the Blue Raiders starting pitcher for their conference opener this past Thursday against the Rice Owls. Brown pitched for the complete game on Thursday and only allowed 1 run on 2 hits on the day. This was Brown's 6th start on the year and his 5th time he has recorded at least 9 strikeouts during his time on the mound. This performance moved him up on the D1 strikeout leaderboard inside the top 10 to the 6th position. The right-handed junior improved to 4-2 on the year after his Thursday start, and the opposing team's batting average against Brown is at an impressive .167 through his 6 starts. This is the first TSWA Honor Award for an MT pitcher this year. Brown and the Raiders are hoping to keep the Raider train rolling as they head to San Antonio this weekend for a 4-game Conference USA series against the UTSA Roadrunners. As the Lady Raiders golf team looks ahead to the Conference USA Championship in South Florida coming up in just 2 weeks, let's head to Macon, Georgia and take a look at how MTSU performed earlier this week. MTSU started and concluded the Backyard Collegiate Invitational in 12th place. Through a 54-hole 2-day outing, the Raiders finished 54 over par this week against CUSA, and against CUSA opponents specifically, MTSU outplayed UAB and fell behind Florida Atlantic by 21 strokes. Individually, Taylor Edlin and Sophie Burks both finished in the top 30, scoring 16 over par. The Conference USA Championship will be held at South Florida April 19th through the 21st, and the Blue Raiders will be hoping to improve and get back on their A game before flying down in just 2 weeks. Coming up this weekend in other Middle Tennessee sports, we've got action for both our women's soccer and women's tennis teams. The Blue Raider women's tennis team has 2 matches this weekend as they travel to Alabama for matchups with Samford on Friday and UAB on Saturday. And even though conference tournament hope is lost for our women's soccer team, they head to Huntington, West Virginia for a season finale matchup against Marshall. And that's all we have for you this week in Blue Raider Athletics. Be sure to head over to the Middle Tennessee News website to watch the latest episode of Blue Raider Extra Point. And for now, though, I'm Noah Brady here in the MTN Sports Den, so let's head back over to Christy in the studio.
Thanks, Noah. That's all the time we have today. Thank you for joining us for Middle Tennessee News. I'm Christy Jones, joined by Will, Carson, and Noah in the studio. If you missed this or any show, you can watch them on our website, middletennesseenews.net. Make sure to also follow us on our social media sites as well, Facebook/Middle Tennessee News or Middle TN News on Twitter. We'll see you on Monday for our next show.